Miss Lidehold here. I'm just here to talk a little bit about the different voices we use when we're reading different genres of books. This book right here is a fictional story. So when we're telling a story, our voice kind of sounds like we're telling a story. So we might say something like, once upon a time, there was a dog and it ate all this newspaper and it was running around. So your voice kind of flows like you're telling a story. It might go up at the exciting parts and down at the sad parts. And that's gonna be your storytelling voice, right? So when you wrote your story in class and you read it to the class, maybe you used that sort of narrative storytelling voice. But when you read a more informational or sciencey book with facts, a nonfiction book, your voice is going to sound a little bit different. It's going to sound like you're teaching. Maybe like you're teaching somebody about science, or like you're telling somebody something they didn't know. So if I was reading this book to you, I really wouldn't talk like I'm telling a story. I wouldn't say, once upon a time. I would talk more like a scientist or like a teacher, like I'm telling you a good pair of binoculars is essential for observing gorillas from a safe distance. So your job is to switch your voice a little bit when you are reading this kind of story. And that's gonna apply to our poster, because our poster that we're working on is informational. That means its job is to teach someone about something that you learned about. So let's think about how our voice might sound when we're doing our poster. Ha-ha! There we go. Now I'm dressed like a scientist. When you're reading your poster to everybody and explaining everything you learned, you want your voice to sound like a scientist, like someone who knows all about this topic. You want to sound very informational, like you're teaching. Sound like you're talking to somebody who doesn't know anything about it. So I'm going to make my voice sound very scientific, and I'm going to say, this is the painted lady butterfly, and it has symmetrical wings. That means they're the same on both sides, and it's got some eye spots on its wings. That means it has little dots that look like it's gonna trick predators, because the predators think that those spots are eyeballs, and the predators get scared. You see how I'm holding the poster up too? If you need to read on your poster, you can lay it down flat, but then when you're ready to show us the pictures, hold it up so we can see like this. You can also have somebody else hold it for you and you can read the words. The painted lady butterfly also eats thistle, which is a special type of flower. And this is its life cycle. See how I'm pointing at the pictures too? Sometimes it helps to point when you're talking about it so we can know where to look on your poster. It also says this painted lady has different parts. It's got wings, it has a head, antenna. Those are the things that stick up. They live all over the world, even in Africa, and sometimes they migrate. That means they fly away when it gets cold, kind of like birds. They fly somewhere warmer. They can fly up to 100 miles a day. So sometimes including numbers and facts like that can be really helpful. So did you see how my voice sounded a little different? When I pick up a story to read, I sound a little bit more like I'm sitting down with somebody. Maybe we're getting kind of cozy and we're gonna tell a story. My voice flows, once upon a time. It sounds like that. But when I switch over to something like this where I'm telling you information, you want to change your voice, make it sound more like a scientist, and telling them, this painted lady has eye spots. Those are used to trick predators. So when you are practicing your poster and when you're recording your video, make sure you use a different tone in your voice. Make sure you sound like a scientist. And that might be why it's good to practice, so that you know the facts you're gonna say and you can practice pointing and reading. But have fun. We can't wait to learn all about what you researched. You guys are all amazing readers and scientists, and it's been super, super fun learning about all your curiosities. I can't wait to learn from you. Everyone can be a teacher. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. I'm going to learn a little bit more about some animals. See you next time.